Take a breath.
I think we should start doing a timer.
Should we all do it? Should we all do it at the same time?
No. You'd end up blowing out every speaker in America.
God.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's however you want to take it. This is Beyond the Game on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I am Jacob Volk. Sitting across from me, Dominic Arbolino and Eric Fischetti. Guys, how are you?
So far, so good.
Doing pretty well, to be honest. I'm actually excited for the football games this weekend, which I know we'll get to, but, I don't know.
Can't wait.
It's a good day.
Well, let's start with your favorite team, Dominic. Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. The Jets fired John Morton. This means that the Jets will be looking for their 6th offensive coordinator in 8 years. Dominic, what are your thoughts on him being fired?
Well, Jacob, we kind of alluded to this. I believe whether it was Tuesday's show or last week's Friday show, we kind of said how if John Morton was to get fired, it's kind of like, whatever. Like, he did well, so if he would have stuck around, we would have been like, all right, let's see what he'll do again in another season. And if he gets fired, it's just like, all right, we have another opportunity to go out and get, hopefully, a good, a better offensive coordinator. So my thoughts are, what? I'm okay with it. I understand. When it came to the running game, he didn't really know what to do.
He was useless.
Yeah, he was just so pass relying. That was the biggest thing. And that was, honestly, the biggest issue when it came, with Todd Bowles and a lot of the Jets players, too. They didn't name any players, but, a lot of people came out and said, they thought that John Morton was treating them like the Saints when he was, because he was the wide receiver coach. And, he just kind of just passed the ball nonstop, because that's pretty much, not so much anymore, because, they had Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara burst this year.
Although the one thing I'll say is Josh McCown did really well this year.
Yes.
So you want to pass the ball a lot.
Of course, yes. But now, honestly, the two options I think are the most, a positive chance, I would say, for the New York Jets in terms of getting a new offensive coordinator. It's their quarterback coach, Jeremy Bates. It's not as intriguing as the option I'm going to mention right after this. But in terms of, a guy that, I think bringing in a quarterback coach to be an offensive coordinator is a good thing, so you can actually target a quarterback maybe in free agency. Obviously, I'm hinting at Kirk Cousins right there. New York Jets organization, if you're listening, please. But
Johnsons.
So, and then, keep it I don't know.
Yeah, Woody's listening from England.
What about Chris?
I don't know where Chris is.
I like Chris better anyway, so. But, and then the other option for me would be Eagles quarterback coach, John
DeFilippo?
Yes.
Thank you for
I like
that
him for me. But
or Todd Haley.
Todd Haley.
Former Steelers offensive
He's a
coordinator.
good name out there to watch.
I like him. And he'd be easy to get, too, because he's a free agent.
Yeah.
I can see the Giants looking at him, too.
No! The Jets want him.
I'm just saying, he's a nice name out there.
There's no Giants right now.
I was going to say, the Giants don't exist anymore.
No, but honestly, the only reason why this option, I would say, is 50-50, because last year the Jets requested, the opportunity to interview him, and they declined, so they could always do that again, especially the success with Carson Wentz.
It always confused me that the Eagles could do that.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could deny someone the opportunity for a promotion.
Yeah, I think plenty of teams could do that. I think that's a rule. If you wanted to keep them around, then...
Yeah, but it was still a promotion, though. I could have swore I heard... it's not important. The past is the past.
Eventually. But, yeah.
I like John DeFilippo, to be honest with you. I'm not crazy about Jeremy Bates. Either DeFilippo or Haley would be my 1-2. Or Mike Mularkey.
Yeah.
I really like him. I was surprised that Tennessee got rid of him.
I do have a question, though, about John Morton, because I remember maybe it was last week or 2 weeks ago, we heard Morton linked to the Oakland Raiders.
Not going to happen now. They already filled the wide receivers coach.
Yeah.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, Edgar Bennett, former Packer offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So there you go.
He's probably just, unless he gets signed to another team, maybe the New York Giants for you. There you go. But,
yeah, you'll end up with John Morton.
Honestly.
The Giants need help with passing game, too, so.
They always
Morton
go after
wasn't horrible. He's not as bad as Joe Benigno made him out to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. He honestly, he did all right for the first season with the team, but it almost came down to, they just really want to make a change in terms of the offense, and I think they're really going to make a splash in free agency, and obviously, that's not until March, so, we'll wait on that, but...
And this also isn't a good look for the organization, their 6th offensive coordinator in 8 years.
Yeah.
Brian Schottenheimer, Tony Sperano, Marty Mornhinweg, Chan Gailey,
the worst one.
John Morton, and now whatever poor, unfortunate soul they bring in. It's really a travesty that the Jets have not been able to get consistency from their offensive coordinators. It's a joke.
We're hoping they find the gym. That's really it.
Yeah, either DiFilippo, Haley, or Malarkey, honestly.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of the Jets, I do want to hit on this. Eric, Andrew Zucker on the home stretch said something on Monday that kind of stuck out to you. What exactly was it?
Yeah, honestly, as we all know, I am not a Jets fan. I'm far from it. But it just made me mad from the outlook that he said. I asked him.
I think I was actually listening to this.
I asked him about Josh McCown. And I asked him, what did you think of Josh McCown? He said, I thought he was very consistent for the time that he was with the Jets. When he was playing, he looked good, which I agreed with. I thought Josh McCown looked very good this year. So I said, being that he's going to be a free agent, would you bring him back? And I want to get your guys' opinion. I would say yes.
Yeah, as a backup.
That's what I said, but he said as a starter.
That's ridiculous.
Because, look, this guy is 38 years old, going to be 39. It's just like a whole nother Ryan Fitzpatrick story written up for it.
That's what I said.
It will be McCagnon's fourth year as GM and his fourth straight year of not getting a franchise quarterback.
Which is, and when it comes to McCown, I'm totally okay with bringing him back as a backup for the Jets, if they were to make that move, because simply, he's a good guy to have in the locker room. You saw it when he was hurt on the sideline, just going down the field, cheering him on, whatever he needed to do. And you saw when he was frustrated and he tried to get out of it in terms of games, but obviously those are usually the games that the Jets lost in the fourth quarter. So, definitely not as a starter.
No,
it's just Ryan Fitzpatrick 2.0 all over again. And personally, I really think if you're the New York Jets, you don't even go out and get a quarterback in the draft.
I agree with you.
You have to spend the money. You have the money.
I agree with you.
I understand, with Kirk Cousins.
McCagnon can't scout quarterbacks and Bowles can't develop them.
Exactly. So just go with the guy who's developed already and could be the guy. Kirk Cousins, he passed for 4,000 yards again. With the weapons he had, if he had better weapons, I'm sure that team would have made the playoffs, the Redskins, or just a better team in general around him.
Case Keenum also could be available.
Exactly. I just wanted to touch on two things about that. I said, why would you bring McCown back as a starter? Because honestly, it took me off guard, and I was very curious. And he said that he wouldn't want to disrupt the chemistry and consistency. I said,
what chemistry?
Hold on. And I said that happened with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and what happened? He held out for almost until the year started, and he played bad. And then I brought up a couple of quarterbacks' names. I said, who would I say? I say Kirk Cousins, Tyrod Taylor, and Baker Mayfield, just to throw out a quarterback in the draft. And I said, do any of those names pique your interest? And he said no.
That's ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous.
And the only reason why I can see someone not wanting to go after Kirk Cousins is the money, but you have the money to spend.
That's just dumb. For Andrew to say that, there's no other way to say it. That's just dumb. I'm surprised you haven't blown your brains out being on that show.
Look, it just gives me more practice for this one, I guess. But,
that's a good way of looking at it. All right. So the AFC and NFC conference championships will take place on Sunday. With that in mind, I'll go through both games and we'll make our picks. Sound good, guys?
Of course.
Let's do it. All right. And we'll start with Jaguars-Patriots. You can no longer bet on this game because of Brady's injury. Well, alleged injury.
It's a phantom injury. This is what they love to do. They love to play mind games with everybody. We all know that Brady's going to play. Belichick knows that Brady's going to play. Robert Kraft knows that Brady's going to play. Everybody, the Jaguars are prepping as if Brady's going to play, which is the right thing to do. But I do want to touch on the game. The defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars is going to be a massive key. This is going to be a big test for them. And I think that the biggest reason why I think that is because look who's running the team from afar. It's Tom Coughlin. He has the experience against Brady.
Yep.
He has the experience of beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. And look, I'm not saying that the Jaguars are going to go into Gillette Stadium and win, but I'm not going to call this a blowout. These aren't the Tennessee Titans.
No, definitely not.
But I do think that the Jaguars are a step up from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes, they are. There's no question about that. Obviously, the Jaguars beat the Steelers last week. Again, obvious statement of the year. Patriots are going to win. They're going to win by double digits, but it's not going to be a horror show. The Jaguars will put up a fight. I'm
saying the Patriots, but I would be more than happy to be wrong.
Oh, I would too. Are you kidding me? I'd be doing backflips.
I could say this right now. I have a feeling that if the Jaguars as a whole, their whole team, was to play like they did again against the New England Patriots, that they actually have a shot at this game. Whether Brady's hand is real or not, I could say this. I think the Patriots are going to win. But
I mean, it's not crazy to pick the Jaguars.
Can we have a percentage on the upset alert?
Yeah, I'll say 25% for the Jaguars beating the Patriots.
So it's less than the Titans?
I would say less than the Titans, yeah. To be honest with you.
I would say 60.
60%?
Yes.
I'm going 50. I'll go 50.
You're saying it's 50-50?
I think, it really is. I'm telling a lot of people have been doubting the Jaguars, and I understand. It's the New England Patriots. It's one of the most successful franchising, if not the best, in the NFL or in all sports, whatever you want to say. But, I don't know. I really don't. I feel like I doubted the the Jaguars throughout the whole playoffs, and I feel like, they're really switching me to change it. It's not just
about
because...
time you hopped on that bandwagon.
It's not just because they're playing the New England Patriots. It's not all about that. This is just coming as an NFL fan looking at all different teams, and I really think they have a chance.
They do have a chance. There's no question about that.
Why would you say 25%, though? Why would you put them that low?
It's not so much that I think the Jaguars are worse than the Titans. It's just because the reason I put the Titans so high was I didn't know how they were going to respond to the hit piece by Seth Wickersham. But now that I saw that they put up 35 points against the Titans, I'm very confident that the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, but the
honestly.
Jaguars are a whole different animal, no pun intended, because
and believe me, it kills me to say it. It kills me to say this, that the Patriots are going to win another Super Bowl.
Look, I'm not going to lie. I don't want the Patriots to win the Super Bowl at all either. Is it realistic that they can get back there? Of course it is. They have, and I'm going to say this again, experience is the best teacher. Brady has been around and back multiple times, but I'm telling you, this is a Jaguars team that's got a certain vibe about them.
So you're picking the Jaguars?
No, I'm picking the Patriots, but I would be more than... It's like, do you remember when the Cubs were playing the Indians in the World Series? Everybody and their mother was voting for the Cubs?
Yeah.
That's what's going on now.
Yes, I would agree with that. Everyone's rooting for the Jaguars.
I'm going for the Jaguars. And Sunday at 3:05 p.m., there are going to be 10 times more Jaguar fans than there's ever been in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly, because everyone's hopping on the Blake Bortles
Everyone
train.
hates the Patriots, except for New England.
That is true. What about Vikings-Eagles? The battle of the backup quarterbacks.
Yes, from the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you see how I did that?
Yeah, that was it. I remember when watching Case Keenum when he said that. He's like, "Oh yeah, you guys all predicted this, right? That this would happen." That's pretty funny.
What's funny though? If this was a regular season matchup, Case Keenum versus Nick Foles,
you wouldn't watch it.
No one would watch it.
But let me give my take real quick in terms of, I think that the Vikings, I think they have a chance to really beat down the Eagles for the reason that Nick Foles, he stepped up his game in the second half against the Falcons. So, obviously, that led them and helped them to the victory. But at the same time, him being poor that first half, that can't happen against the Vikings. The Vikings defense is, honestly, in terms of numbers, they're actually number one in the league. In terms of overall numbers, I personally think it would be Jacksonville, but in terms of actual numbers and stuff, they are the number one defense in the league, and you can't do that for just one. Even if it's one half, you have a bad half. No, you have to have good halves. You don't have to be great, but at least good. You have to be functional for your team to actually function in the offense. I'm telling you, the Eagles defense is good as well, but with Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, even Latavius Murray playing well.
Case Keenum has so many great weapons to work with. I'm picking the Vikings, guys. I really am, and I think they're going to be the first team ever to play a Super Bowl in their home stadium.
Skol Vikings.
So do I.
As crazy as that sounds. So, all right, let's take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, because we'll have an exclusive interview with Calvin Watkins coming up next. He's Newsday's New York Jet beat writer. It's coming up next on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
gonna need you to turn up your volume.
No, I'm supposed to say that. Come on. Hey, look, check it out. It's your guy, DJ Steph, the saucy man himself. Tune into It's Saucy, where I play nothing but hip-hop and reggae music.
1, 2, 3, hit me!
Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. on the voice of Nassau Community College on 90.3 WHPC.